Greetings, salutations. Fix my camera just a little bit. Might get a little more light too. I'm chocolatey, man. Like I ain't one of them brothers that try to hide the fact that I need a little extra light. It's a little too dark. You can't see me. I'm chocolatey like almond joy, baby. You look. You gotta make sure. Uh, look. Big shout out to my crew of guys I went to college with. Cuzzo Jonathan, Hurricane Greg, Doe Dollars, Christopher Lang, and Phlegmatic. It means cool. Martin Brown. We used to play this game called Halo. And one of the games we would play every once in a while, played it with the wife and the kids too. It's called King of the Hill. And when somebody challenged your hill and they failed, the guy would say, "Hill kept." Well, FAMU's been to Alabama State, about 2, 3, 4 times now. Hadn't lost yet. So I guess if we were going to, use the old gaming reference, Hill kept. It's good to win. It's even better when you can do it in a little bit of style, right? Y'all already know what it's about to be. Think so.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
Greetings and salutations. Hey, man, look, we had to kind of run with the punt, man. I was not going to let that slide, man. FAMU goes up to Alabama A&M, and we continue to make it known. It's our hill now. It's okay. You can keep putting all the maroon and white all of, that you want. But it's our hill. And, just for the record, ADJD, give Earl back his darn hill. It's Sunday, so I ain't gonna cuss. And I might actually see you at church. So we'll talk about that a little bit, man. Look, I know some of y'all feel some type of way about that. I'm not overly surprised, but look, let them know, Steve. The good news is that we won. That is absolutely true. What's up, Marvin? Great Sunday. Look, if y'all are so inclined, y'all know it's the pettiest week of the year. Florida Classic tailgate. If you want to tailgate with the best, the noobs will be out there. Just ask for a little $10 donation when you come by. You see us. We have whole pig oysters on the half shell, grilled oysters on the half shell. We fancy at Winter Park, but it's Winter Park OAC. It's Kappa Takeover. Come check us out. $10 donation though. What's up, little baby? Good to see you. What's up, Tabor T? What's up, John Jones? She's claiming to be history, man. I know you got a Gullah Geechee in you. It's probably my mom's side. It probably is my mom's side. So, yeah. But if so, I will say I have a lot of traits. So, top of the evening. What's up, DQ? Hey, man. 3-0 in the swag. Our Huntsville Hill. I'm just saying. King of the Hill. It's ours, man. While you still Orlando. You and me both. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've not been to Disney since I moved down here. Universal a few times, but yeah. What's up, Kel? And Hitman, look, our doghouse now. Just say it, good times on the hill, man. We're able to get a dub. If y'all are so inclined, though, we always definitely are going to ask you to continue to support the Rattler Boosters, team on the team. You can do $100. You can do $750. Whatever you want. Come join Rattler Boosters in their efforts to grow, man. So do a little something over there. Also, St. Clair, he was on there. So if you did not catch the post game is on. We didn't have the video largely just because it was, um, it was kind of weird. Like we did a Zoom call and a lot of us are at home, so you try not to show everybody in the friendly confines of whatever their home was. And Cozy did us a solid, man. So he even kind of chided us a little bit at the end, man. So I appreciated it. It wasn't all us, but shout out to Dennis. Shout out to Taylor Adams, man. That's my girl, man. I told y'all that's my girl for real there. And she was helping out with us. St. Clair, myself, and Gerald were there. We had one other person there, but yeah, we definitely got the post game up there for y'all. Did ask the Nayron question. So far, it looks like Nayron's going to play. And I did ask Cozy in a very nice way about when he's challenging some calls because, man, I had some issues. I'm going to just put that out there. I had some issues with that, man. I'm going to have to put that in the show notes because I'll be honest, I don't even have football up here for the show notes. Yeah. Don't forget, catch us for the Monday Night Review after the show. I promise you, I'm going to be on computer number 2 trying to get that film together because it was a good game. And I stayed up the whole time. I was awake. Wifey left, so it was me and kiddos and kiddo, and we were watching the game, man. So they had to contend with me being a fan and rubbing my hands together at the end of the game. But yeah, man, I'm gonna say it at halftime. That felt like an untimed down. I'm gonna leave that there. Also, I'm gonna do a new one though. I saw Coach got some pictures up there, man. So be ready. We're gonna make that happen. But if you can donate to the track team, hey, any amount works. It can be $1, it can be $10, it can be $5. Donate to the track team. We saw where we were able to get for the other group that was doing it about 18K. So I'm just saying, man, it's gonna be some fun. Hey, you are not wrong. Thank you, Penalty Talk, for coming on, man. This week, I'm gonna call Troy after the show. So Troy from Fat Mouth Sports is gonna be our wild card selection. Y'all know we try to bring everybody in, but we try to also give everybody a chance to come in on the good times too. So I know Penalty Talk, he does like 3-4 shows a week. So we are going to invite Troy from Fat Mouth Sports on for the Monday night show. So hey, I love it because it lets me moderate. Which I don't mind doing, actually. Like I get to just be kind of background. If y'all didn't see, the girls lost yesterday, 77-57, a 20-point loss. I don't know how you feel about that. I really don't know how you're supposed to feel about it at this point. Oh, those are the same jerseys. That's the same jersey I got up there. Okay. And it's the LeBron jersey. Thank you. I did reach out, shout out to our equipment team, and I was telling them, hey, man, I absolutely cannot stand those green Nike uniforms. I prefer these over those any day of the week. And you know what? I appreciate it. I'll take those any day of the week over those green ones. Oh, like the green Nike jerseys are ugly. These have a little bit of character. They got the snake skin on them. Look. I'm acting like Willie Simmons today. Some of y'all got it, but a lot of y'all, you ain't got these, boy. You ain't got these. I'll take it any day of the week. You can see it. It looks better. I got the LeBron one. It says James on it. You can see the little snake stuff on it. Let me put it back up there because it's not just part of the background. I do wear it from time to time. But yes. That is the actual jersey. They wore my jersey for the game last night. I appreciate y'all. Look, because don't never wear them ugly behind Nike green uniforms again. I promise you. Y'all just saw again. I got the jersey. Now I can't tell you it's the authentic real thing. I got that from Hibbett for $40. They had a sale. Hibbett be having sales, especially on FAMU stuff. And I got both the basketball jerseys for like $40. Now the football, I think I got that full price from Nike. But that's got my birthday number on it. So, what's up, Mary 305? But it was a loss. Thankfully, they don't play again until they play UCF. And if you are in town, you're staying. That's going to be on Sunday. you can go to that game. I'm gonna try to make it. Yeah, we might even just do the show from there. Let me submit my credentials for that so I can act right. So we'll probably be there, do our show from there, see if Brian's gonna be there as well. I missed the men's game, but Sunday we'll try to be there. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, you don't expect the team to win, not this early in the season, right? So I'm just not mad at it. I understand. Third year in a row, all the men's basketball equipment not ready for the basketball season, but the women had their stuffs. Hey, and I wonder if part of it's just because it's easy. Like, literally, that's the stuff off the rack. Like, their jersey don't look no different than mine. Not that I can tell. They might have a little piece on the back, but it's a fly jersey. I like it. Like, we need you to stay in the center of the screen. Okay, got you. Yeah, I'm trying, man. They got me on that double thing for the cell phone, so I'm gonna try to work that out, man. Let me see if I can have it so you can see me over there. There we go. Got you. So appreciate that, John, watching on the cell phone, man. So they kind of get you there. The guys play tomorrow. They play UGA tomorrow. What's up, Fat Mouse Sports? Make sure you know Monday we're gonna reach out to see if Troy can come on. If Troy can come on, Troy will be on our Monday broadcast with our Brady Bunch crew, and get them in there. So let me know, confirm if you can be there 7:00 on the Fangs Up YouTube page, also the ONG Strike Zone page. I did, but I ain't got to see in a few hours. We had Kappa League, so literally I just got home like 20 minutes ago. So there's a reason the show was started at 8:05. We got home from Kappa League literally like 7:55. So, my son and I had a nice little, we go to 7-Eleven after. That's our little spot. And then so we got, some drinks from there, and now we back at the house. But I will double check. I think about the credentials. Yeah. Definitely saw that, man. If you are so inclined, though, season tickets still on sale. If you want to do it, you can. I'm not begrudging anybody who doesn't want to. I definitely completely understand. Got the home schedule for the men's. Also, got a new AD, man. So, we're going to talk about that. Volleyball finished with a win, though. That's great. They finished Mississippi with some dubs. That was very important. So, I'm happy for that. Like, that was a good way to finish. It's a losing season overall, but it's a great way to finish, largely because FAMU's hosting a SWAC tournament. So if you're not coming down for the Classic, come on down and stay down for that SWAC tournament in Tallahassee. So if you're not coming to Orlando, as y'all folks like to say, stay in Tallahassee and go support the girls. For the football game, y'all know, look, we're going to give y'all a great breakdown tomorrow. Again, make sure I'm going to send everybody the film probably late tonight, so don't get mad, because I didn't see a lot of great replays yet. I got to double check. We may just have to do our own thing, but it was a good win. I think just watching it, I think it was good for the fact we won, more so than you're watching it thinking that FAMU was dominant. I think just watching the game, first thing that stuck out to me, there was a talent difference. Like, FAMU was a better football team, talent-wise. I did feel like some of the things we did during the game left some things to be desired, right? Especially just going in that first half, right? And kind of looking back at it and kind of seeing where we were, right? Like, there were parts in that first half where you had some hope, but there were also parts in the first half where it was just very frustrating. Like, just for me, it wasn't a game that I was in love with. Just the first touchdown. I don't understand the 2-point conversion. Especially, you have a left-handed quarterback, but you're running him to the right. That didn't make sense to me. That the math didn't math, because all of a sudden you made him into a one-dimensional player. Now, granted, they may not have scouted it up that high, but if he's a left-handed quarterback, which Tyler Jefferson is, why is he running to the right? That didn't make sense. It just seemed like you just threw the play together and you were like, well, he's got the skill set. Y'all been fussing about this play, and I'm going to give it to you so y'all can shut up. No. Like, if you're going to run the play, run it for the right reason. Like, roll him to the left so he can run or throw. Because, I mean, he honestly has no option on plays. Like, he can only run the ball. It wasn't a great play call. It just wasn't a well-executed play call. And just overall, special teams did not look good. Because on the second touchdown, you miss the extra point. Later on, you get a kick, you get a field goal block. Like, overall, you won that game through attrition. Like, you just outlasted a less talented team. And it was another example in the first half where you gave up another 100 yards to a running team. Like, I promise you, I on the fifth quarter page, I call it the doorknob defense. Like, it can't be the dark cloud no more, because everybody getting 100 yards against FAMU. It don't matter. Like, I'll be honest, if I'm a gambling man, you got to take the over on Cookman having a running back that runs for over 100 yards, because everybody's doing it. Like, it's not special anymore. It's not something where you're like, oh man, I got 100 yards against FAMU. Oh, okay, that's a dark cloud defense. Now it's like, man, I got 100 yards against FAMU. Bro, everybody get 100 yards against FAMU. Like, you ain't special. Like, never mind. It's Sunday. I'm gonna keep it sanctified and saved. If you're being honest, Keith, we again got manhandled by AAMU in the run game. We did. They hadn't had over 100-yard rushing in 6 games. This time had 2 runners. Yeah, and we couldn't tackle. Like, some of it is who's tackling. Like, you got cornerbacks going against the running back, which that's not normally what you want tackle-wise. It's not that they're like size-wise, they're not so dissimilar that it's like a bad thing. The thing is, though, it's more so of a issue where in that running backs tend to be bigger, stockier guys, and they're harder to tackle just because of their body frame and how they're normally built, whereas cornerbacks are built more like receivers. So no wonder they're getting mushed and they're missing tackles. And I still question at times if we were putting the players in the best positions to succeed. I did see more true 4-down line formation in this game. Like, I didn't see the whole game where it was 3-down linemen, 3-down linemen, 3-down linemen, which for me is very frustrating as a fan, right? But when you're kind of watching the game, like, and you're looking in general, man, that first half, you're down 13-12. Some of that was suspect coaching. Some of that was also bull. Like, I had a question, and I'll say this. Just from going to being on the field, most times when you're looking at the camera, especially for HBCU Go games in particular, they get a little camera, literally, that's just pointed at the clock. So they're just showing you whatever's on the field and projecting it onto the TV in like a little separate little box. I hate to kind of break the third wall there. Go back and watch right before halftime. Alabama A&M gets 2 plays. They get a long pass play. Then they get the field goal. That long pass play, the clock doesn't start. Like, they had 5 seconds on the clock. That clock didn't start. It just, from my personal opinion, it could have been something where the clocks just weren't synced up, but that looked like a free down, and that 3 points mattered. Those other 3 points, or those 5 points that you left on the board, they added up to, because you should have had 31 instead of 28. Like, it just going into halftime, I was upset largely because of that play call, those two play calls. I didn't understand the Tyler Jefferson play call. I thought it was a horrible call. I like the gumption. Like, I like the fact that Colsey's got some gumption. You got some gusto about yourself. I don't like the timing. I would have much rather, and I don't know if there's an issue with the kicker. I didn't think to ask that question. But was there an issue with the kicker kind of going into the game that caused you to go for the field goal early? Because now you are at a place where you miss those 2 extra points. And you miss those 2 points later on, and to a point where even if you had got those 3 points, if Alabama A&M would have scored a touchdown, you would have lost. Like, even if you had made the missed field goal, you're talking about 29-23. Alabama State scores a touchdown. That's 6 plus a field goal. I mean, the extra point. You lose by 1 point. Again, that's where I go back and say I don't like the coaching decision. I do like the gusto, the cojones of saying, nah, we're going to go for it. I like that. You got cojones. I don't like the timing, though. Like, I don't think that was smart, right? I don't think that was the way you do that. So, but then the second half, I was concerned. I ain't gonna lie. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time because of the run game. Like, this is another example where FAMU's run defense was terrible. I mean, just horrible. Like, we gave up 200 yards rushing, and we still didn't hit 100. Like, you just won because you're the better team. Just talent-wise. It wasn't even better coaching. It wasn't better this, that, and the third. You're just out-talenting people right now. Like, just saying. I don't disagree with that. I think he was throwing Jefferson a bone to stay engaged. I don't disagree with that. What's up, Gail? I think it's a little too late, though, right? Like, if you want to do that, give him something in the offense to where he's on the goal line doing that kind of stuff. Within the day of the tush push, why can't he be your guy that has that gadget play that, okay, normally he does this, but he might pull up and throw it over the top. Again, it sets up. An offense should set itself up, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow on the review show. But it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Then the second half, like I said, RJ made some passes. He's still missing reads, so I ain't gonna lie. That touchdown run he had, even Colsey was like, yeah, he missed a read. Like, he's still missing reads. You definitely ran the play that we showed last week where RJ threw the interception. You ran that same play call. We scored this week on it. I believe we scored on it this week. But he nails it. So there's some growth there. But my biggest issue with that was in general, right? You're going through a lot of attrition. And again, you don't need to. Like, this team is on the verge of 6-6 or 6-5. You have to win the Florida Classic to have a winning season. It's crazy, man. Like, I don't think you should be there. Honestly, I had one more game winning, so I'm not gonna like throw stuff over one game. It's the ways you lost those 3 at home, though. Frustrating. We are only beating teams who win-loss records is sub 500. Our defense against the run has been bad for 2 years. The question is, will the new AD, I guess, let the coach go, especially if we lose to BCU? I mean, he don't work there anymore. He don't work there yet. So I put there for a group of friends like J5. Noop's first day is on J5. He can't fire anybody right now. He don't work for FAMU yet. He don't start till January 5th. Any firings are on Michael Smith, essentially. So the question isn't is Davis gonna fire him? Is Michael Smith gonna fire him? And like I said, I don't know what the classic holds. Cookman's offense is eating, especially against bad teams, but they've done some against a couple good teams too. Like they had Jackson on the ropes for a while. Like honestly, until that fumble, Cookman's in that game and could have won it if you're being honest, right? I don't think that if you're really looking at that team from what we saw the past couple weeks, I don't like your chances. If you can't stop the run, they have a mobile quarterback. Everything Cookman does well bodes against you. Like it's very, if you're a fan that's so heavy into the rivalry that, you live and die with it, this is not a game you're comfortable going into, largely because you see what Cookman's been able to do, and you also know what we have done. And when you're looking at it, ain't a lot that's great. So does the AD fire Cozy? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a month before National Signing Day. So you all of a sudden would have to have a new coach come in and re-recruit all the talent. Like I said a few weeks ago, the path is there. And that's why I said it honest. I put it on there. I put it on the show. I put it on wax. If Colsey wins out, there's a path for him to come back. And if he can get the APR to a certain level, I'll be honest, 7-5 is not the standard. But if he can have 7-5 along with getting the APR in a place where you're eligible for the Celebration Bowl next year, I don't think you can fire him. Because the win-loss record, the raw numbers are there. Like the wins are the numbers. Did you win in the manner you wanted to? Absolutely freaking not. But did you win? Okay. Did you get players across the stage? Yeah. Did you improve the APR? Absolutely. Those things being said, let them finish out that year. That's just me. Like I said, second half, RJ had some big passes. Wilshire was a lifesaver, though. Like, I don't know where you go without Wilshire on this offense. Like, if he's not on this offense, I don't know if this is a success. That's just me. I could be wrong, but that's just me. And the tight end just walked off the field to the sideline after he looked at him and didn't throw it. Man, look, that was a couple times, though. Like, a couple of the guys are like, all right, man. The QB extend plays for 4 to 5 TDs, break long runs because we don't know how to stop rush properly, and non-athletic spy to tackle him. I don't even know. And again, that's where I go back to, I don't know if you're going to run the 3 down front, how much is going to happen? Like, it's not working. We saw where when they did rush, when we did have 4 down linemen, we did better. It wasn't exceedingly better, but it was different. It wasn't 6-7 yards like they've been getting, but terrible, man. FAMU's run defense never got off the bus, even when they stacked the box and called run blitzes. The defense crashed hard, giving A&M speed defense quarterback the outside. Man, yeah, for some reason we can't keep that outside leverage. I don't know what it is about our defense this year, but I don't love it. That's just me. Mike Road Dog, look, man, I'm telling y'all, any travel plans you got, if you have not gotten your Florida Classic tickets yet, might want to see Just Looking Out. Look, I can promise you, he probably got the best seats and the best places, and he probably got seats in places you want to sit in that you can't get into yourself. Just saying, justlookingout.com. Hit up Mike Road Dog. So he said, Cozy wins out, and we look really suspect firing someone with a 7-5 record for the second straight season. Other than Howard, we lost to everyone we were predicted to lose to. What did you expect? That's the one loss I didn't expect. And that's where I'm at. I'm with Mike on this one. Like it's the optics. I think the optics look bad. I don't think Brother Davis, John Davis, our new athletic director, makes that move. If at a 7-5, I think it becomes a business decision. And yeah, so ultimately though, we did win the game. If y'all were asking about Nayron, again, go watch the post game. It's you can listen to it in the car, but supposedly it wasn't targeting. It was an unnecessary roughness. So we might get Nayron back, but I believe we're supposed to get more questions about that going forward. What was the other one I asked? Yeah, I asked about the run defense too a little bit, but even Coles was like, we're giving up too many yards. Not sure what's going on with that, man. It's already broken news. We said this like 2 weeks ago. John Davis, new athletic director, comes over from the Florida Lottery, and he former player of the Florida State University. First time as an athletic director at the college level, no athletic director experience, but comes in here at Florida A&M University as our new athletic director. Reports are the salaries $275,000 for a 1-year contract. So take it how you feel about it, but $275,000 first year, never done it before. Hey man, shout out to the Newt, man. I ain't hating. I will say this. Do I love the hire? No. Do I have an issue with him as a person? No. Do I know him? Not really. Have I been around him a lot? Probably more than I know. And to be honest with you, I really don't know that brother like that. So, just saying. And honestly, the hottest tickets right now are FAMU UCF women's basketball game on Friday night at UCF Arena. If you're in town, come support the Rattlers. Fill the barn in orange and green. Hey, so Friday night. I don't know why I thought it was Sunday. Friday night. Yeah, we'll see, man. If family's in town, we might do a family dinner. That might keep me away. Otherwise, I'll probably be there for that one. So I got to check with the family. If we're doing a family dinner, FAMU Lee first. Sorry. Because FAMU Lee is family. So my FAMU Lee comes first. So unfortunately, if my FAMU Lee's in town, we're going to have dinner and we're going to be together and we're going to love on each other before this game. But if not, if they ain't back in town till late, then yeah, we're going to be chilling out. I know Auntie Becky's going to be in town, so I might be on Auntie Becky time and watching my auntie and helping her out. So look, I value my family a lot. So, just saying. So I might miss that one. Hope the new AD earns his keep while in the seat. Get some of that lottery money to flow to provide. I hope so too. This is my only thing though with that, right? FAMU's had a long existing relationship with the Florida Lottery since forever. Like, it's not like you're getting a corporate sponsor who's going to bring a relationship that you never had before with a new company. Like, oh wow, FAMU in the Florida Lottery. Go back and look at the Strike magazine from 1980, whatever. And some of them are on Google. The Florida Lottery's there. They've been donating to FAMU or have some type of relationship with FAMU for years. So it's going to be interesting to see. I do have questions. I do know there are pre-existing relationships that go outside of FAMU that may have a part to do with this, but it's just that's where I'm at with it, Hollow. Like I don't know where it's something we've never had that we're getting from him, and I don't think he's a non-valued person, but I do ask the question of how much are we really getting out of the deal versus, hey, brother, get a nice little raise. And I'm not hating on him. Again, I told y'all I would leave OCPS to work at FAMU for an extra 5 right now. Well, 10. I can't say 5. Wife would let me leave for 5, but 10K, I would leave and go home to Tallahassee. For extra 100, 100, as Kevo say, I'm gone. I ain't even mad at it. I ain't hating. I do think, though, it's going to be interesting. My concerns with this is, especially in a day and time where waste, fraud, and abuse becomes the new tagline. We've already seen one of our SUS schools that has been essentially taken over by the current administration get marked up in the Doge report. I'm concerned where FAMU falls on that. I think you might have slid by because you had so many open positions, and I think that wasn't happenstance that some of the positions were left vacated, because you probably saved yourself a couple $100,000 so that you could move money in other places. I want to make sure I'm staying apolitical, right? I'm not this, that, third, whatever. But I mean, this is to your point, Hollow. He is. There are statements that him and our governor are known to know each other. But as this goes on, right, and as they look for more money to do certain things going forward, I really don't want FAMU's name up there in the Doge report, just because I think it's a bad look. I think it's a bad look in general, because all of a sudden you're getting that attention, and I think that attention increases tenfold because you are the HBCU in the state of Florida, like the public HBCU, and you don't have those alumni that have that affinity to really want to protect your school, whereas UF has those alumni, UCF has those alumni, USF are going to have the alumni that are going to be like more diversified and willing to say, hey, this isn't an issue within this community. Whereas I feel like if it's something that happens with FAMU, it's going to get targeted as an issue within our community. And you take our community for what you want it to be. I'm not trying to be that whatever, but I just see it that going forward, that if we find ourselves on that Doge list, it's going to be stated as something that becomes more of a political statement, where institutions that look like ours lack institutional control, especially financially, and that you should have increased oversight from the government. So, and that is where I am going to leave that, because you're not going to say I was being political today. Now, let's make sure, SWAC championship. Somebody asked me to kind of explain it, and I was like, I was tired. So one of the things when I'm tired, I just don't have energy for it. So they were like, explain, why the East isn't over. And the simple reason is Jackson State has lost the game. That loss to Grambling mattered, because now if Alabama State wins out, they've got a shot if Jackson loses. So if Jackson State wins, the conversation's over. There's nothing to be said. Jackson State would be hosting, more than likely, the SWAC championship at their stadium, the biggest stadium in the SWAC, the second largest stadium in the FCS, I believe. So second or third. That's why. Now, if Jackson State were to lose and Alabama State wins, Alabama State would go in there. Why? Because Alabama State would only have one loss in the SWAC. That's the simple. Like, let's keep it easy. Let's take the hard part out of it. Jackson State, winning, you're in. Alabama State needs Jackson to lose, because Jackson would then have two losses, and then they'd be able to get in there. So you'd eliminate some of that tiebreaker, this, that, and the third. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head, then it goes to rankings and everything else. So all that pretty much goes out the window, because they have the same record in conference. So in head-to-head, Jackson beat Alabama State. So right now, if Jackson wins, they're in. If Alabama State wins, the season's over. They just have the Turkey Day Classic to look forward to. That's it. No playoffs, no nothing. So for any postseason aspirations, meaning the Celebration Bowl, Alabama State needs Jackson to lose, and they need to win. So Alabama State is the only one that controls their destiny. Like, just saying. And Hollow says, we don't understand SWAC championship. After 5 years in a SWAC, we're not in a conference, so I don't care who wins. I really don't either. I mean, I would like to see, I'll be honest, I would like to see Alabama State go. I think at this point in the season, Alabama State's probably the better team. especially if with that time off, if they can get Andrew Body. I think it's a better game, Celebration Bowl wise, Alabama State versus South Carolina State. I think if you get South Carolina State versus Jackson State, it depends on if the quarterback's healthy. If he's healthy, maybe. But at the current status, I think South Carolina State would probably beat Jackson. And that's not me being like a hater, like, oh, you just don't like Jackson. I don't care. Like, I don't care about them like that. I don't go to sleep thinking about Jackson State. I go to sleep when it's sports wise, it's FAMU. It's the Cowboys, it's the Bucks, Miami Heat, Florida Panthers. You know, if you're not a team I care about, then I don't care about you. Like I had to shut a troll down after we lost. He was trying to talk trash, and I was like, dude, don't do that. I'm not a trash talker. Like, but I will say, Petty Week. Ooh, I'm ready for it, man. JSU has to sweep the East. Show how they haven't clinched this. JSU hasn't clinched. This is just a Bush League as a format. You don't think? Woo! You don't think they can beat PV? Oh no, that's a good conversation right there. Okay, EA. I don't know. Okay, this is for me. I don't value PV as a really good team. I think they're well coached. I think PV is quickly becoming one of the places where good coaches go to but get frustrated. Like, the problem with PV is support in the stands. You're not going to get it. Even at a stadium that seats 10,000, you're not getting it. Like, remember when he did all that, where's my line? Where's my line? Where's my line? I think the attendance for that game was 3,000. For like 3,000 to 5,000 for homecoming. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, he gonna get sick of that. And I'm just saying, if PV wins the SWAC championship, Coach Jackson should earn SWAC Coach of the Year. Maybe Fielding. I think he should be the best. I mean, I'm sorry. I think regardless, he should be the SWAC Coach of the Year. I mean, it's either him or Eddie Robinson. I can't give it to TC 2 years in a row, right? And it's not because, oh, you don't like TC. Again, I don't care. Like, I don't have any feelings about TC Taylor as a coach. I think he's a better, I'll say that. I think he's a better coach than Dion. I'll say that. Like, just look at the product on the field. He's had less talent and done more. I don't even think that's an argument. Like, I think TC is proven he's a better coach than Prime was. And I would argue, and I'll let you argue that fight all day. Like, just saying. Was Bubba ever the SWAC Coach of the Year? That's a great question. I don't know. That's outside of FAMU. I don't know. And then wasn't part of the problem though. You got a good one on that one. I think Prime won it twice. Didn't Willie get it? That's about as far back as I go off the top of my memory. Like, yeah, that's a good question though. Did basketball play this weekend? The ladies do. The men play tomorrow. FAMU men play at UGA tomorrow. That's gonna be on the SWAC network. So if you do want to watch, you can watch with your 4-letter plus network, and it will be on their app. So they don't support this show. I watch their stuff. I'm not gonna advertise for it. So sorry. I did get asked, Florida Golf Classic, to mention it. They are having that still going on. If you do want to participate in that golf tournament, you can scan the QR code. There we go. So, and you can still register from what I'm told. If you want to play golf, support a good cause, support the Orlando Rattlers, go do that. So I did get asked to mention that. I'm definitely not going to remember to do it tomorrow. It's too much going on during our show. So yeah, man, those losses Bubba had to Coach Willie, yeah, you're not lying there. It doesn't matter. PV was winning. People acting like just learned how to win. It's crazy. Man, PV, I've said this. PV in the past like half decade, who's better? Like this is their third or fourth trip to the Celebration Bowl in the last like half decade. Like that's crazy. Now, I mean, are they the Buffalo Bills of the SWAC? Yes. You are the Buffalo Bills of the SWAC. I hate to say that. Well, not really. I don't care. You're the Buffalo Bills of the SWAC. It's okay. Everybody needs the Buffalo Bills. You are the Buffalo Bills of the SWAC. Congratulations. And SWAC championships, not Celebration Bowls. Exactly. I've never seen them go to a Celebration Bowl that I can remember. What, KJ? I think when KJ Black was there, I want to say they might have went when he was there. But otherwise, Buffalo Bills of SWAC. Okay, Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. There you go. There you go. So for those who want to be technical, they're the Houston Oilers, not the Bills. So yeah, man. Like I just kind of looking though. That team's had a lot of fun. That's been interesting. They got more national championships than that. Them the people. Hey. Okay, they did never go. I couldn't remember. Look, PV was not a school I was really following like that for obvious reasons. Yeah. I think just as the season finishes though, man, it's gonna be interesting to see. I do understand why certain schools in the SWAC have their traditions, but I think going forward, if you are the SWAC commissioner, you got to start reconsidering how some of these traditions affect the bottom line, right? Like if you're having classics that extend after the date and the time where you can get into the playoffs, is that a good or a bad thing in the new looks of what college football is going to be? I mean, we're looking where venture capitalists are looking to get into college football and specifically, at the championship level of college football. I think that's kind of interesting to see because if it hurts the bottom line and we get into a place where now venture capitalists are going to get involved and they're going to monetize the FCS playoffs, is it worth you having a game like the Turkey Day Classic, which is it's a moneymaker. Like for schools like Alabama State, it's a money maker. But which one's a bigger money maker for the greater good of the conference is going to start being a question that I would ask. And that's not me chastising or criticizing or trying to be ugly about the situation there, but it is asking the honest question of, hey, at a certain point, as my dad's like to say, you can't run from the bear. Like you got to deal with the financial situation, the financial constraints of being what you are. And if we're going to consistently say that these programs are low resource institutions, then you got to find a way to increase the revenue. And so that's the thing. And exactly that it will take a lot of money to change that date of the Bayou and a whole lot. Yeah. And that's why I said I asked the question. That wasn't y'all need to move them dates. Like, that's a question. Like, because look right there. It says Bama State, because the Turkey Day Classic will go home with the participation trophy. And the crazy part is, let's call a spade a spade. If Alabama State were to go to the playoffs, they'd make it interesting. I'm not gonna say they win. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and get that puff pass and blow smoke up your butt. But what I will say is that's the type of team that I would like to see in the playoffs. The same way that when FAMU plays Southeast Louisiana, it was a team that could have done more, right? I think, especially with Andrew Body being who he is, the dynamic player he is, he changed the game. And I think the crazier part is this could actually benefit Alabama State because one more game and Andrew Body puts on film what we've been putting on film, or what he's been putting on film, or what we've seen on film. Yesterday's price is not today's price. That guy is going to get offered $1 million in NIL money at the least. This conversation has come up a million times. Nobody not changing. No need to have the conversation. Hey, I didn't say I was having it, but I'm just saying, and it's worth entertaining. And again, it might benefit Alabama State because we all saying what Andrew Body is, but let's call a spade a spade. If he goes out there and has a Herculean game against an FCS power that's kind of known for doing some stuff, just like he did UAB, you'd be a fool to think a school like South Carolina, UF, hell, Florida State wouldn't back up the truck. Houston, like, I'm saying, look, because Castellanos looks, man, that kid's cooked. I'll say that in the season, though. All right. You telling me, would you take Castellanos or Andrew Body if you're an FSU fan? I call it spade a spade. I'm taking Andrew Body. He throws a better football. The only weird thing about him is his throwing motion. But when you're talking about Andrew Body is the closest thing to Jordan Travis that you will see out there and that you're probably going to see in the transfer portal. And he probably has a better throwing motion than Jordan Travis. Like, I said it. I don't care. I've said that a lot today. But it's the truth. Jordan Travis didn't have a beautiful throwing motion. He was really tough. I think that's the biggest downfall for Andrew Body is toughness. But Tallahassee is having a tough season. But I'm just saying, like, leave my nose alone, hollow, going through something, going through a lot. And unfortunately, it's about to get worse in the next couple hours if the street committee's right. Because have they announced Lane Kiffin's officially going to the Gators yet, or is it just rumors still? Because I saw it this morning, well, a couple hours ago. Then I saw Paul Feinbaum piggyback on it. So now that he's piggybacked on it, it's probably got some merit because, somebody didn't put it in his lap. Because God forbid Lane Kiffin gets to UF. He's like Steve Spurrier Jr. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't even like the Gators. I can't stand them. If you know, I can't stand the state flagship. The only time I root for the Gators is when they play Miami. And that's because I don't root for private schools. I don't root for any private school in the state of Florida. Unless I'm working for you, I ain't cheering for you. And once that contract is done, I'm back to hating. I don't cheer for no private schools in the state of Florida. It could be BCU. I rock with Edward Waters and Flomo. Cookman, if they're not playing us and it's basketball, they in the NCAA tournament, then I'm gonna pull for them for a second. Maybe even sometimes baseball, unless they play in Florida State. But I don't cheer for private schools in the state of Florida. Not at all. No, especially that one in Miami, Coral Gables. Sorry. Yeah, they're frauds anyway. University of Miami, but you on Coral Gables. Anyways, so I hate Steve so much. Now I gotta hate Monte's kid. Hey, Coral Gables HOA. Man, look, it's a pretty campus. It's smaller than FAMU. If you've gone the you'd be like, this is it. But it's a beautiful campus. But I kind of put a bow on that, man. I think everybody just made himself a lot of money this year. And I think the biggest thing that made him a lot of money was that game where, honestly, I think they let UAB win. Like, I think they let UAB win in football and got their get back in basketball. Like, nah, we can't give you both. We can't let you win both, baby. You can't do both of them. And I think in that game alone, Andrew Body made himself some money. And I think that goes further to the point of kind of the what ifs. Like we all know that there was a point where he was allegedly interested in coming to FAMU, and FAMU people were very interested in him coming here. That fell through, and probably for his betterment when you're looking at what we got right now. But that would have been interesting. And I think as we kind of get to that close of the season, right? We're starting to see where the recruiting is starting to stick, right? I think you're going to end up keeping Colsey. If he wins out, and that's the key word, if, I think you do keep him, largely because you're going to have to do a little bit of something in recruiting. I would be very surprised if the class wasn't very transfer heavy, just because I'm going to say it like this. I wouldn't be surprised, largely because your APR is, from what I'm hearing, that you might be okay. But a lot of that is based on the fact that you brought in a lot of transfers. So you can take some chances with high school kids. But the problem with that is it's going to be that contract year. And parents want stability just like students do. Are you going to send your kid there? There going to be a lot of opportunities, though. So just saying, the portal, the contract, the stakeholders will all lead to him staying. Yeah. I think that's the big thing on it. He will be in a win now mode. That's what I'm saying. I honestly, I got to see the schedule for next year. If I want to see what staff changes happen, I think that's going to be the final thing. I think you're going to get some of what you see at larger schools is going to happen here. I think you're going to get that relief of some coaches with the verbiage that some things just the standards weren't met, especially on the defensive side of the field. I think you're going to get some defensive guys who are maybe more experienced, because at this rate, there's no way, shape, or form that you can justify keeping the defensive coordinator and saying, I'm going to just be more hands off. Because, okay, if that was the case, then why were you hands on during the season? That's kind of the question, right? Why weren't you more hands off during the season if the defense looks this bad? You can't justify that kind of stuff. There's got to be some change defensive wise. If you're going to bring somebody in and let them just run the defense. And he jokingly told 220 that he's going to keep in that portal for a while. So got to. You got to win. Unfortunately, you're at a place where you're in your contract year. You cannot try to say, I'm going to groom these high school kids, because that's what you have with RJ. Let's call a spade a spade. You only lost one game extra, but you literally went through a season of attrition with a quarterback where he's learned through the season, and you stuck by your guns. And look, you wrote it out. You went through it, you did it, you made it through, and next year you're going to have to sell us growth. You're going to have to sell us growth at the quarterback position. You're going to sell us the recruits that you were able to get. One is obviously going to be the quarterback. You're also going to talk about the guys who left and say, hey, they had better opportunities. Just saying, at a certain place, when you're looking at this, you can't do the same thing you did this year and say, well, I'm still calling the defense. Why? That would be an athletic director conversation. Hey, I'm not firing you. It's your last year of your contract. It don't make business sense. We're trying to stay under the radar here, but you cannot call the defense. I look, and it would be we both FSU grad situation. We both played under the same coach. We did some great things, but as athletic director, I cannot let you call plays. Who do you need? We can bring somebody in, bring in an OG, somebody that got fired from some staff, and make it pretty clear, hey, it's a one-year deal. You do what you can, but get the best guy you can get on a one-year deal, because it's honestly, next season is going to be Celebration Bowl or go home. And the unfortunate truth is, Quinn Gray just won the SIAC. The coach Johnson C. Smith just won the CIAA. These are two coaches who are doing more with less. And one has completely flipped the program in the case of Johnson C. Smith, where they were an abject disaster. And he came in there and rebuilt that program. And from Quinn, he inherited a program that it kind of fell off, and then had 2 mid seasons, and then he wins the championship. So, and he's a FAMU alumni. So you got that pressure on your back, which as an athletic director, again, you're only there for a year. Like, I don't know how much he cares. I mean, I'm sorry. If I'm him, I'm going to do the best job I can. But you paying me $275,000 to stay for 1 year. Whatever I can't get done in this year, that's that man's problems. Like, not to be like fabulous, but that's that man's problems. I did what I could for a year. Y'all better figure it out. Like, that's it. Like, I do want to give our new AD this, though. That's my brother in frat, brother in Christ. We go to the same church. Learn from Keller Winslow. Learn from Tiffany Don Sykes. FAMU is not a place that you can come to with a vendetta. And you cannot come to FAMU with the mindset that you're going to prove us wrong. That doesn't work. You have to get buy-in. And you're already behind the 8 ball, largely because of how you got there, who's the school leader, your affiliations with other groups and other entities. You're far behind the 8 ball. And you don't want to get farther behind the 8 ball because you're coming off like you're preaching to us. Come in there with open mind. Come in there with the mindset that I'm going to do my best to fix this. But don't come in there wagging your finger and tell us everything is wrong. Because guess what? We've been at FAMU this long. We know. Why is he under a 1-year deal? I believe so that he could get fast-tracked through the process. I don't have like the actual data in front of me, but I believe, and I could be wrong, and this is, again, this is soft information. I believe also he could just go ahead and get passed through by the president. So I want to say, and I could be wrong, so that's why I'm not speaking with complete authority on this one, but I believe the 1-year deal was for the purpose of getting him into the seat so that he could kind of go ahead and do the job and move on. So I don't think it's a 5-year job for him. I think after this, he goes and transitions to some other thing within the state. But yeah. Why would it be more? Because the athletic director. Why would you hire an athletic director for 1 year? Like, it's like I said, I'll continue my advice. Don't come in here wagging your finger, telling everything that's wrong. We know what's wrong. We know what's wrong. Sometimes we lack the ability to fix it or the people that can fix it. That's a lot of the problem. But yeah, I got to talk now about what? Look, go check the state laws about hiring people. Like with the state of Florida, I think if he gets like a 2 or 3 year deal, things got to go through like extra stuff to where if he gets that 1-year deal, the university president can rubber stamp it in. He can start on J5 on the day that the best fraternity on this side of heaven was founded. It's a Monday. Starts Monday, January 5th, 2026. Until then, he's just coming to the games, smiling and waving, boys. Smiling and waving. But I think that 1-year deal is just so he can get passed through. And I believe it came with a significant pay raise from what was being offered at the Florida Lottery. So, so far, the people who have worked under him at the Florida Lottery have sang his praises. So I will give him that. But yeah, and the people I know who spoke of him speak highly of him as an individual. But again, coming to FAMU with an open mind, coming to FAMU, use these next 2 months while you do whatever you're doing, figuring out some of the problems and coming with solutions. Because if you can fix the problem, you can keep it pushing. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. That is reckless speculation. But I've heard that same thing. I fully anticipate that Angela Suggs is going to be the hand behind the hand much as she probably has been most of the season. And she will reassume her position as athletic director once things clear up and once everything is kind of clear. And I think it's, it's just a way to where Mr. Davis can kind of, come through, get some experience, and go on to bigger and better things. And I think the issue that's going to kill him with future aspirations is the location. Like, we all know Florida State is not happy with their athletic director. I'm hoping he doesn't think that this is going to get parlayed into that job, because nah, bruh. they did that one time. I don't think Florida State gonna do that no more. I don't see not another black man as an athletic director in my lifetime. They did it once. So yeah. Uncle C said he's contracted for 1 year. He's unqualified. He doesn't have to go before the board of trustees to get his contract ratified because it's not a multi-year contract. Yeah. That's why I said it was a 1 year deal so that he can get rubber stamped by the president. And as I stated before, sometimes what the old folks used to say about digging ditches, when you dig one ditch, you best dig two. I really feel like this Doge stuff is going to come back and we are going to get involved in it, because some of these salaries that are being handed out, I question. And I'm for it. I understand it. I'm a teacher. I understand. Look, I'm looking for every raise I can get. But some of these salaries, when you have someone who's really trying to look through salaries with a fine-tooth comb to find spending so that they can do some of the stuff they're trying to do, I find it very hard for FAMU to just not get linked and dinged. Because as much as they tried to ding Orlando, I don't know if y'all saw, like 2 weeks ago, they were like, yeah, Orlando's good. They're doing good with the money. They had to back off that. It's hard for me to say FAMU won't get caught up in that. When they were talking about, and again, this is not me being political, when they were talking about New College and its low enrollment and the president's salary, and we all know who put the president there. I said this when the Johnson hire was made. You have a president who has the third or fourth highest salary in the state university system at the second or third, probably third, maybe fourth smallest state university. Wait, so you got top 4 payment, but bottom 4 enrollment. Bro? Right on, no raggy. That's a problem. I'm just saying, like, that's a problem. And when you're driving that axe, and we know the axe gets swung different when it's kin folks on the tree. You don't think? Y'all didn't see where they just hit TMH talking about them folks' salaries, saying, hey, y'all overpaying for that. Look, they line item trying to find stuff to do some of this stuff. I don't know where it goes, because that man got 1 more year in office. You don't think people will turn on him and talk about wasteful spending? I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but that's just Keith. We like to be honest about it. But yeah, as far as I know, the 1 year deal is because so he can get pushed through. So now mention that push through. Man, last week we pushed it on through 5-0 in the pick'ems. Yesterday, actually, it wasn't no last week. Yesterday, if you picked all my games and if you did a parlay with them, hey man, make a donation to the track team. I ain't telling you to give me no money. if you hit a parlay my last 2 weeks with every game I picked, now I love more on Hard Rock bets, but if you hit a little something with my picks, you got a little gas money in your car. So make a donation to the track team. Look, we're gonna get up out of here so I can get this stuff ready. Look, Troy, I'm gonna call you. I'm not even gonna message you. I'm gonna call you. We are going to try to have Troy on. Uncle Steve, need you back on tomorrow. You already know. I'm gonna send a link out to Shay, Ashley, Kelvin, and myself. We will be on the Monday night show. I don't know if Brian's gonna be on, man. You know, Brian, look, he got a little spotted. You know, he be wearing his diamond earring again. You know. I am messing. I be teasing Brian. You know that's my boy. But Monday, 7:00, right here on the Fangs Up channel. Also going to be on the Black College Sports Networks page, the ONG Strike Zone page. All of us, we're gonna put them on our pages, man. Please like, share, and subscribe, man. Right now, last I saw was at 390s. We need 110. I need 110. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your cousin. 110. We need 110. So that we can get to 500, so we can get to that first level of monetization. And we're going to try and be there, man. So look, for everybody, HBCU Digital, the wife, the kids, oh, man, my whole family, mom, everybody. Look, my family coming to town on Thursday. So I'm telling you right now, I might miss the game. I normally go, but if my family in town, I'm going to go to Ford's Garage or wherever we're going. Look, we'll give you this. If you are in town, you're just visiting, go to Winter Garden Village before the football game. Go over there. Don't wait too late, but go over there and go have some fun. Saturday morning, Winter Garden Village. Go from like 9 to like 11, maybe even 12, and go check it out. It's really nice here in Central Florida. Really nice, slow, peaceful thing. They got a nice little, beer spot over there called the Crooked Can. They got a new chicken spot over there. That chicken spot's fire. This little piggy got a barbecue spot in there. Barbecue spot solid. I haven't been in about a year or two, but last time the barbecue solid. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be some fun times, man. Y'all spoke on Monday Night Review. Got a new moniker from Brian, FAMU Super Friends. Hey, I love it, man. Also, Mike put out there, hey, if you're not with the FAMU League like me, come to the game Friday, 7 p.m. It is going to be at UCF. On the east side of town, you can see the Space Shuttle from over there. I will tell you, UCF is a really nice venue. It's not so different from Lawson. I'll tell you that much. Like, if you go in there, I think Lawson looks better. I think they have better restrooms, but as far as an actual venue, I prefer Lawson. You can say I'm biased. I think FAMU's barn, as Michael put it, is better than their barn. But go over there, go check it out. It's normally a good fun time. The ladies need all the support they can get, man. Also, getting the golf tournaments happening. And look, we need you to be there. Wear your orange and green support. And normally, we take our post-game picture. So, if I'm not there, take the post-game picture for me because I'm spending time with my family. So, and I'm going to miss them for Thanksgiving. So I got classics. I got to enjoy them while I got them, man. All right, y'all. We're going to be up out of here. We're going to catch y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Y'all already know what's up, what it's always going to be. Thanks up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how